Chosen one. Stop scrolling. Right now. Heaven has interrupted the flow of your life to grab your attention. This moment is not a coincidence. Out of countless faces, countless timelines, countless distractions, this divine word has found you. The world may think it is random, but you know deep inside, there are no accidents in the kingdom of God. You are here because the Spirit has paused the noise of your day to remind you of who you are. You are chosen. You are marked. You are not like the rest. Beloved, how many times have you felt overlooked? How many nights have you stared at the ceiling, wondering if your prayers have hit a wall? But listen carefully. Every whisper you sent up was caught. Every tear you shed in silence was counted. And every moment you felt invisible, heaven was watching. The scroll of destiny has your name written on it. And the fact that your eyes are on these words proves that God's hand has not left you. The adversary wanted you distracted, numb, endlessly scrolling, endlessly filling your mind with noise. But heaven said no. Heaven said, pause. Stop here, because your assignment cannot wait. The time for you to wake up, to rise, to step into your calling is now. Do not mistake this pause as ordinary. Every breath in this moment carries eternal weight. The heavens are aligning. The Spirit is stirring, and the mantle is resting upon you. You are not reading mere words. You are standing at a divine threshold, one step away from transformation. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, chapter 65, verse 24, before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Do you feel the weight of that? Before you even opened your mouth, He already prepared the answer. Before your prayer left your lips, the response was already in motion. That is how chosen you are. That is how covered you are. This is not for everyone. This is not a message for the masses. This is for the remnant, the marked ones, the sons and daughters of fire who feel the stirring in their spirit right now. You, yes, you, reading this, God is speaking directly to you. And yet, even now, a battle rages over your attention. Distraction is the enemy's weapon. If he can keep you scrolling, he can keep you from growing. If he can keep you entertained, he can keep you from being trained. But tonight, heaven has interrupted the scroll because you cannot afford to miss this moment. Think back to the storms you survived, the betrayals that nearly crushed you, the nights you thought you would not make it. You're still here. You didn't survive by accident. That survival is the evidence of your calling. If darkness could have destroyed you, it already would have, but it couldn't, because the seal of the living God is on your life. Below's chosen one. You are stepping into a season where the veil will be lifted. What was hidden will be revealed. What was broken will be restored. And what the enemy meant for harm will be turned for your good. But for this to happen, you must say yes. You must open your heart. You must decide, here and now, to listen. This is your wake-up call. This is your divine alarm. God is speaking. You cannot stay asleep any longer. You cannot stay silent any longer. You cannot stay small any longer. You are chosen to disrupt the darkness, to shift the atmosphere, to walk with a fire that cannot be quenched. And so rise, chosen one. Lift your head. You were never meant to blend in. You were always meant to stand out. Heaven is announcing your name right now. The scroll of destiny is being unrolled in front of you, and the words written in fire across it declare, "This one is mine." Oh, if you feel this truth striking your spirit, don't hold it in. Stand in agreement. Declare it openly. This is how you break the silence of the enemy and step into the sound of heaven. Comment the number 333 below right now. As a prophetic act, it is not just a number, it is a declaration that you hear him, that you receive, that you are ready. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, and share this message so it reaches more of the chosen ones scattered across the earth. Because you are not alone, there is an army rising with you. This is only the beginning. Heaven has more to reveal, but first you must declare, "I am chosen. I am ready. I will rise." Chosen one. From the very beginning, your life has carried a mystery. Even when you did not yet understand yourself, heaven had already set you apart. This is why your childhood felt different. Others seemed to blend in easily, but you always sensed a distance, a separation, as though you were walking on a path carved before you were born. There were moments when you wondered why you could not fit the patterns of the world, why every attempt to imitate the crowd felt unnatural. That discomfort was not a flaw, it was a sign, a divine fingerprint upon your soul. Beloved, it is no mistake that certain doors shut for you when they opened for others. It is no coincidence that relationships you longed for dissolved, or that opportunities you thought you needed slipped through your hands. Heaven's hand was shaping you, protecting you, marking you for a purpose greater than you could grasp. You were not being punished, you were being preserved. When you look back at your story, you can see the evidence. You should not have survived some of the storms you faced. You should not have walked out of certain fires without being consumed. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still being drawn by the Spirit even now. Do not mistake survival for luck. Survival is a testimony. Survival is evidence of divine preservation. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 16, "Your eyes saw my unformed body, all the days ordained for me were written in your book." Let these words sink deep into your heart. You were known before conception. You were consecrated before birth. The plan for your life is not being written now. It was written long ago. Your struggles do not erase that plan. Your mistakes do not cancel it. And your doubt cannot destroy it. Heaven's decree over you is unshakable. Think of the times when you questioned your worth. Think of the times when voices around you made you feel unwanted, insignificant, or unworthy. Yet the Word declares that before you had a name on earth, your name was already spoken in heaven. That truth silences every lie of rejection. You are not forgotten. You are not disposable. You are chosen. And that choosing is eternal. But with calling comes weight. This is why you have carried heavier battles than others. This is why your nights have been filled with deeper wrestlings. You are not ordinary. Your battles are not ordinary either. While others walk in ignorance, you have walked in fire. While others coast, you have been forged. And while others live without awareness, you have been trained in hidden places. The very things that made you question yourself are the things proving who you are. Understand this. Being marked means you cannot live like everyone else. There are things you cannot do, even if you try. There are places you cannot stay, even if you want to. There are habits you cannot keep, even if they bring temporary comfort. Why? Because your destiny will not allow it. The spirit within you pushes against compromise. The hand of God restrains you from blending into mediocrity. Chosen one. Stop seeing your difference as a curse. Stop despising the very thing that sets you apart. Your uniqueness is your evidence. The rejection you faced was redirection. The loneliness you endured was training ground. The losses that broke you were chiseling tools in the hand of the potter. You are being sculpted for a crown that others cannot carry. Look closely, and you will see the very areas of pain in your life are the very areas God intends to use. The wounds you thought disqualified, you are the same wounds that will carry healing for others. The isolation you hated will become the testimony that draws others out of darkness. Your story is not wasted, it is weaponized. Heaven wastes nothing, not even your tears. You may not understand all the details, but you can trust the designer. Before the world questioned your existence, God had already affirmed it. Before the enemy plotted against you, God had already sealed your destiny. You are not fighting for purpose, you are fighting from purpose. The plan is already written. The end is already declared. So walk forward with boldness. Stop apologizing for being different. Stop shrinking so others can feel comfortable. You were never meant to blend into the crowd. You were meant to stand as a sign, as a light, as a living testimony of what heaven can do with one willing life. The mark upon you is not a burden, it is a gift. The fire within you is not a curse, it is an anointing. The path before you is not random, it is ordained. Let every insecurity, every fear, every whisper of the enemy be silenced by this truth. Before the world touched you, God knew you, and because He knew you, He chose you. Beloved, this is why you are here in this moment, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine design. And the one who began this good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Chosen one. Every tear you have shed in silence has been noticed. Not a single night of weeping went unseen. Not a single prayer whispered into the darkness was ignored. You may have felt invisible to the world, but to heaven, your cries rose like incense, carried straight to the throne of God. You see, your pain was not wasted. The heartbreaks you endured, the betrayals you survived, and the disappointments that nearly crushed you, they all became the soil where your calling was planted. Others may not understand why you carry such depth in your spirit, but it is because you have been forged in hidden fires. Every trial has been a chapter of preparation. Every tear, a seed that heaven has collected. Chosen one. The reason you feel things so deeply is because you were designed to carry the weight of compassion, the weight of intercession, the weight of spiritual authority. What others brush off, you wrestle with. What others ignore, you feel burning inside of you. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is a weapon. It is how heaven trusts you with assignments that others could not handle. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Psalm 56, verse 8. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. Beloved, there is a holy exchange that happens when you bring your pain before God. What the enemy meant to bury you with, God uses to build you. What was meant to silence you becomes the very testimony that gives you authority. You do not rise in spite of your tears, you rise because of them. And this is why your presence terrifies darkness. Your scars are proof that the fire did not consume you. Your story is a weapon against every lie that tries to tell someone else they won't make it. You stand as living evidence that God delivers, heals, and restores. But hear me, chosen one, there is a danger in forgetting the value of what you carry. The enemy would love for you to drown in self-pity, to remain trapped in the memory of the pain. He knows that if you stay stuck in sorrow, you will never step into your assignment. That is why today you are being reminded. Your tears were not wasted, they were investments into your destiny. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, imprisoned unjustly. Every tear he cried in those hidden years became the oil of wisdom and compassion he poured out when he stood as ruler over Egypt. The same pattern is unfolding in you. Your hidden pain is preparing you for visible purpose. Chosen one. This is the moment when you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a vessel. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what God is producing through you. Your story is not ending in sorrow. Your story is moving toward redemption. And now, I want you to act. Right here. Right now. Write these words in the comments. I carry victory. Just 3 words. But they carry the weight of heaven. When you type it, you are declaring that your pain will not have the last word. You are affirming that every tear is transforming into triumph. You are choosing to stand not as broken, but as chosen. Do not underestimate this act. Something happens when you put declaration into writing. Heaven sees it. Angels record it. Darkness trembles at it. By typing those 3 words, you are aligning your confession with your calling. You are shifting from sorrow into strength, from brokenness into boldness. Beloved, let this be your turning point. You are stepping out of the shadow of grief and into the fire of purpose. The one who caught every tear will also crown you with joy. The one who recorded every sorrow will now release a testimony through your life that cannot be silenced. Take a deep breath and feel the truth of this. You are stronger than you think, more resilient than you know, and more chosen than you can imagine. Every battle you endured was not proof of weakness, but evidence of your assignment. Heaven trusted you with the weight of sorrow, because heaven also intends to trust you with the weight of glory. Your story is not over. Chosen one. The pages ahead are already written in victory. Every tear has been stored. And the day is coming when you will look back and say, it was worth it. Every drop was worth it. Chosen one. You may not realize it, but your very presence is a disruption to the plans of darkness. You do not have to shout. You do not have to announce yourself. You do not even have to force anything simply by existing. You carry an authority that unsettles the enemy. The light within you is not small. It is not fragile. It is not accidental. It is a torch planted in your spirit by heaven itself. And no power of darkness can extinguish it. From your earliest days, you noticed it. People reacted to you in ways you could not always explain. Some were drawn to you without reason, sensing peace, safety, or inspiration. Others avoided you, rejected you, or seemed irritated by your mere presence. That is because the atmosphere you carry exposes what is hidden. Light always reveals. And some cannot bear to be seen for what they truly are. Chosen one. The tension you feel around others is not random. Your spirit carries the fragrance of eternity. Darkness knows it. Brokenness senses it. Spirits in bondage recognize it before you even speak. This is why you have often felt misunderstood, even attacked, without knowing why. It is because your light terrifies what is unclean, as the Gospel of John proclaims. John 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Let these words rest in you like a fire. They are not about some distant future. They are about you right now. The light is already shining in you. Darkness has tried again and again to put it out through discouragement, distraction, rejection, and despair. Yet every attempt has failed. You are still here, still burning, still chosen. Understand this: the enemy does not waste resources on those who pose no threat. The reason your battles have felt so intense, the reason your storms have seemed unrelenting, is because of the magnitude of the light you carry. Darkness does not fight what it does not fear. You have been a target precisely because you are dangerous to the kingdom of shadows. Think of how often you walked into situations and truth seemed to rise up in you. Think of how your words carried weight, even when you did not plan them. Think of how your presence shifted the atmosphere in rooms where despair or confusion ruled. That was not your personality. It was your anointing. The spirit within you refuses to be silent when darkness tries to reign. Beloved, you must no longer shrink back in fear of your difference. You must stop apologizing for the weight you carry. The light of God within you was not given to you to be hidden. It was given to you to break chains, to expose lies, to set captives free. When you walk, light walks. When you speak, fear speaks. When you breathe, the fragrance of heaven spreads. But know this also: carrying light comes with responsibility. The brighter your flame, the more discipline is required. Oil must be preserved, not wasted. If you are careless with your vessel, if you treat your calling lightly, your flame can grow dim, not because the enemy has power to snuff it out, but because neglect makes it vulnerable. That is why the Spirit keeps calling you into deeper consecration. That is why certain things that others can do freely, you cannot. Not because God is unfair, but because your assignment is too valuable. Chosen one. Think of a lighthouse on the shore. Ships do not gather around it for comfort. They depend on it to navigate the storm. Your life is like that. Many who will never admit it are watching you, drawing strength from your endurance, learning truth from your steadfastness. Your light is not only for you, it is for those stumbling in the dark. And do not forget, the darker the night, the brighter the stars shine. The times we are living in may feel heavy, chaotic, full of confusion. Yet this is the very environment where your calling becomes most visible. Do not despise the darkness around you, for it only makes the radiance within you more undeniable. Beloved, never underestimate what happens when you step into a room. You are not just another person. You are a carrier of divine fire. You disrupt the plans of darkness simply by being present. Every chain in the unseen realm rattles when you enter, because your light testifies that the kingdom of God has come near. Remember also that light cannot boast in itself. Its power comes from the source, Your brilliance is not self-made. It flows from the eternal flame of Christ within you. As long as you remain connected to Him, no weapon, no curse, no lie can extinguish what you carry. Chosen one. Let this truth strengthen you today. You are not fragile. You are not insignificant. You are not replaceable. You are a torchbearer, destined to carry the light of heaven into every corner of darkness you encounter. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can overcome that light. Chosen one. In the middle of chaos, your spirit has often heard whispers that others ignore. In the noise of the world, heaven's voice still finds a way to reach you. That voice is gentle but firm, like the wind that bends trees without breaking them, like the tide that pulls the shoreline yet never disappears. You have felt it in the quiet hours, in the moments when everything around you seemed uncertain, but deep inside, you knew, I am being called higher. And the call of God rarely comes like a shout. It comes like a melody you cannot escape. Others drown in the clamor of distractions, but you have always been different. Even when you tried to run from it, the whisper followed. Even when you tried to bury it, the sound echoed. It is because you were created not for noise, but for clarity, not for confusion, but for purpose. Think of a lighthouse standing firm against the roaring sea. The storm can rage, the waves can crash, the wind can howl, but the light continues to shine, guiding lost ships home. That is who you are in the middle of chaos. You are the steady flame, the voice of direction, the reminder that safety still exists in a storm-tossed world. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John 10, verse 27, "My sheep listen to my voice, I know them, and they follow me." And here is the truth. Your calling is not just about you. The moment you begin to walk in obedience, others will be set free because of your example. Your yes to God becomes the key that unlocks doors for those who are still bound. Your courage becomes the spark that ignites courage in others. Your breakthrough becomes the testimony that reminds others breakthrough is possible. Think of how fire spreads. A single flame, if guarded and fed, can light up an entire forest. That is what your obedience does. That is what your light does. And in this season, heaven is urging you not to keep it to yourself. This is why I am asking you, chosen one, to share this word not as a casual gesture, but as a prophetic act. When you share light, it multiplies. When you share encouragement, it ripples into places you might never see. Clicking share is not just a button, it is a way of passing the torch to someone stumbling in the dark. And when you subscribe, it is more than just staying connected to a channel. It is saying, I am keeping my lamp lit. I refuse to let this flame die. I will walk with others who carry the fire. Think of it like joining a caravan in the desert. Traveling alone is dangerous, but moving together increases safety and strength. Subscribing means you are walking with a tribe of chosen ones who hear the same call, who fight the same battles, and who rise under the same flame. And yes, even something as simple as pressing like matters more than you realize. It is like adding oil to the lamp, saying, this light must keep burning. This truth must keep spreading. That click is a sign of agreement, a silent but powerful amen in the digital wilderness. Chosen one. The Spirit is not asking you to do something heavy or complicated. He is inviting you to act with intention, to recognize that even in small gestures, great meaning can be hidden. Sharing light has always been simple. Think of bread broken into pieces when it is shared. No one goes hungry. Think of water poured out. It may seem little, but it refreshes multitudes. Your simple act today can refresh someone else tomorrow. Beloved, you cannot underestimate how far one spark travels. Somewhere, there is a weary soul scrolling through endless noise, ready to give up. And then, because of you, because you passed this flame forward, their life changes, their heart awakens, their destiny reignites. This is what it means to live chosen, not only to be touched by heaven, but to become heaven's touch for others. So, let your obedience be like the seed scattered in fertile soil. It may look small, but it grows into a tree where many can find shade. Let your agreement be like a cup of water poured into dry ground, producing flowers where only dust existed. Let your courage be like a torch lifted in the night, reminding others they are not lost. They are not forgotten. They are not alone. The whisper you hear now is not just for you, it is for those waiting on the other side of your obedience. Do not let the noise drown it out. Do not let fear silence it. Rise, chosen one, and let the light spread. Chosen one. There is something you need to hear right now. Delay is not harmless. Procrastination is not neutral. Every moment you hesitate, the enemy tries to tighten his grip. Every time you postpone obedience, chains grow heavier. Heaven does not speak to fill silence, it speaks to save lives. And today, heaven is speaking directly to you. How many times have you felt the pull in your spirit, yet pushed it aside? How many times have you said, "I'll do it later," only to find later never came? Beloved, the danger of delay is that it slowly hardens the heart. It makes you numb to the very voice that once stirred you. What begins as a small hesitation can become a pattern of rebellion. And rebellion always leads to blindness. The Spirit is urging you, now is the time. The voice that calls you today may not be as loud tomorrow. Mercy is abundant, but it is not endless. Opportunities are open doors, but doors eventually close. Do not take for granted that you are still hearing this word. It is proof that grace is still pursuing you. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Hebrews 3, verse 15, "Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in the rebellion." Think about this. A seed placed in soil but never watered will never sprout. A door left unopened will never reveal what is inside. A flame never fanned will eventually die. The same is true with your calling. Delay does not keep it safe. Delay starves it. If you do not move when heaven speaks, the fire grows cold. Chosen one. Let this word pierce deeper than convenience. The Spirit is showing you that your obedience is not only for you. Someone's breakthrough is tied to your yes. Someone's healing depends on your courage. Someone's deliverance will only come when you step into place. If you delay, it is not only your destiny that suffers, but theirs as well. And this is why today is holy. You are standing at a crossroads where heaven is stretching out its hand. Will you reach back, or will you wait? Every second counts. Beloved, I want you to act in a simple but powerful way. Write in the comments, 7,770. 7. That number is not random, it is prophetic. It represents a fresh alignment, a stepping out of delay and into destiny, a confirmation that you choose now instead of later. Do not underestimate this act. Writing 7,777 is more than typing numbers. It is a declaration that you will not harden your heart. It is a sign that you choose obedience today, not tomorrow. It is a visible marker in the spiritual realm, declaring, I am moving. I will not procrastinate. I choose my calling now. Emply. Think of Israel standing at the edge of the promised land. They delayed. They doubted. They hardened their hearts, and an entire generation missed what was meant to be theirs. You will not repeat their mistake. You will not circle the wilderness for years. You will cross over. You will step forward. You will take hold of what has already been written over your life. Chosen one. I must be clear with you. Mercy is available, but mercy cannot be mocked. God's patience is long, but it is not permission for endless delay. The more you hesitate, the quieter the voice becomes, not because God stops speaking, but because your heart stops listening. This is why today matters. This is why heaven pressed pause on your scrolling. Take courage. You do not need to have every detail figured out before you move. You do not need to see the entire map before you take the first step. Faith is not about perfect clarity, it is about obedience to the whisper. When Peter stepped out of the boat, he did not see the whole path across the water. He only saw Jesus saying, Come. That was enough, and it is enough for you too. Do not let fear disguise itself as wisdom. Do not let delay disguise itself as caution. You know the voice you are hearing right now is real. You know this stirring is not coincidence. You know this is not just another message. Heaven is here. The Spirit is speaking, and your only response is to move. Chosen one. Today is sacred. Today is decisive. Do not harden your heart. Do not ignore the whisper. Rise now. Step forward now. Choose obedience now. The fire is still burning. The door is still open. The grace is still flowing, but it is not guaranteed forever. So, let your yes be today's testimony. Let your action be heaven's evidence. Let your obedience mark this day as the turning point of your story. Chosen one. There have been seasons in your life when abandonment pressed on you like a weight too heavy to bear. You know the sting of being overlooked, of reaching out and finding no one reaching back, of pouring love into people who left you empty. You know what it is to walk through rooms full of people and still feel utterly alone. But listen carefully. Though people turned their backs, heaven never did. You may have been rejected, but you were never forsaken. The silence of friends, the betrayal of family, the distance of those you trusted, these were real wounds. Yet in the moments when loneliness closed in, you were surrounded by an unseen company. Angelic hosts stood near. Though you could not see them, the hand of God rested upon you, even when your heart trembled, and his whisper always carried the same message: you are not alone. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Psalm 27, verse 10. Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. Beloved, part of the pain you endured was necessary, not because God delights in your sorrow, but because certain ties had to be broken for you to see the deeper truth. Your worth is not rooted in human approval. If every person in your life had remained loyal, you might have mistaken their acceptance as your foundation. But when the crowd scattered, you discovered the only foundation that never shakes the eternal love of God. It is not easy to carry the mantle of the chosen. Loneliness often becomes part of the journey. Look at the prophets, the apostles, the pioneers of faith. Many of them were misunderstood, cast out, or left standing alone. Yet in that very solitude, they encountered the nearness of God in ways the crowd could never experience. That is why you, too, felt God's whisper most clearly in your seasons of silence. Think back to the times when the weight of rejection nearly crushed you. Remember how, somehow, strength rose in you from nowhere. Remember how you were comforted when there was no human voice to speak peace. That was not coincidence. That was presence. The Spirit of the Lord came near, wrapping himself around your weary soul. Chosen one. What you saw as abandonment was often protection. The people who walked away were not meant to carry your destiny. Their absence hurt, but their departure created room for heaven's design. Had they stayed, they might have distracted you, drained you, or diverted you from the path written for you. God allowed the emptying so that he could fill you with something greater: his presence, his guidance, his plan. Do not despise the loneliness that marked your path. In that loneliness, you learned to hear the voice of God without distortion. In that emptiness, you discovered that your worth cannot be measured by how many people clap for you, but by the eternal seal of being chosen. You were never truly abandoned. You were being set apart. Chosen one. Hear this truth: the love you lost does not compare to the love you carry. The rejection you endure does not outweigh the acceptance you have received from heaven. The arms that failed you cannot diminish the arms that hold you now. You are embraced by the Creator, sealed by the Spirit, covered by angels, and surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. Even now, in this very moment, you are not alone. The fact that you are reading these words is evidence that heaven still pursues you, still calls your name, still makes sure you know the truth. The world may label you abandoned, but heaven calls you beloved. Let your scars testify, not of rejection, but of redemption. Let your memories remind you, not of loneliness, but of the God who never left your side. You carry evidence that people may fail, but God never fails. That evidence will become part of your story, part of the fire you release into others who feel alone. For you have walked through valleys where no one else could follow, and because of that, you are now a guide for others in the same valley. You know the ache of loneliness, and that knowledge equips you to comfort the broken. You know the sting of rejection, and that very sting equips you to heal the rejected. Your scars are not marks of shame, they are credentials of compassion. So, stand tall. Chosen one, you are not forsaken. You never were, and you never will be. Though people may walk away, though relationships may fail, though human arms may drop their hold, the Lord has received you. And once you are received into his hands, nothing and no one can pluck you out. Let this truth steady you. The world may let go, but heaven holds on. Always. Chosen one. There is a reason you were born in this generation and not another. Out of all the eras of history, heaven placed your feet here and now. You could have lived centuries ago, but your soul was sent for this exact hour. The timing of your life is not an accident. it is a divine strategy. The struggles you have endured are not random. The battles you have fought are not meaningless. They are all connected to the weight of this moment in history. You carry something inside you that this generation desperately needs. That is why the enemy has fought you so violently. That is why the storms around your life have been so relentless. He knows that if you step fully into who you are, his grip on this world weakens. Beloved, you are not simply living, you are positioned. Every step, every delay, every redirection has been leading you here. While the world sinks into confusion, you stand as a pillar of clarity. While chaos floods nations, your spirit carry peace. While deception spreads like wildfire, your voice carries truth that cannot be silenced. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the book of Esther. Esther 4, verse 14. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Think about it. Every gift you carry, every wound you survived, every lesson you learned, has shaped you into a vessel equipped for today. Your resilience is not only for your survival, it is for the deliverance of others. Your endurance is not only for your crown, it is for the inspiration of many who watch your walk. Your voice is not only for your healing, it is for the awakening of a generation drowning in noise. Chosen one, you are a bridge between heaven and earth. Your prayers shift atmospheres. Your obedience rewrites stories. Your presence breaks chains. Where others see impossibility, you carry authority. Where others see decline, you carry hope. You are not a bystander in history. You are a key participant in heaven's plan unfolding now. Understand this: the darkness we see rising in the world is not stronger than the light within you. The shaking of nations is not greater than the kingdom you belong to. The decline of morality is not more powerful than the Spirit dwelling in you. Do not let fear make you think you are small. You were sent here because you are necessary. Every chosen one carries a role. Some are called to speak, some to lead, some to intercede, some to create, some to heal. Your role may look different than another's, but it is no less significant. Heaven does not measure importance the way people do. What matters is obedience. What matters is faithfulness. What matters is that you embrace your assignment and walk it out with courage. Beloved, this is why your life could never follow the pattern of the ordinary. While others seemed free to live carelessly, you felt restraint. While others could blend into the crowd, you always felt set apart. That was not unfairness, that was preservation. God was shaping you into a vessel for this hour. You were not withheld from pleasures, you were kept for purpose. And though the weight of this call may feel overwhelming, remember this: you are not carrying it alone. The same Spirit who called you also empowers you. The same God who chose you also sustains you. The same hand that set you apart also shields you. You are not being sent unprepared. You are armed with heaven's strength. Chosen one, see beyond the chaos of the world. Lift your eyes above the fear. While the enemy tries to flood the earth with despair, heaven is raising voices like yours to declare hope. While shadows creep across the land, torches like you are being lit to pierce the darkness. While many fall into confusion, you are a standard of truth that points back to the eternal King. Your presence is evidence that heaven has not abandoned this generation. Every time you pray, every time you speak truth, every time you walk in love, you testify that God still moves, still calls, still reigns. You are part of the proof that the kingdom is advancing, even when the world tries to deny it. Beloved, you do not need to be afraid of the weight of this time. Instead, rejoice that heaven trusted you with it. You were not born by accident. You were born on purpose. For purpose. You were born to carry the fire of God into this exact season of history. So let courage rise within you. Let faith steady your steps. Let hope anchor your soul. For such a time as this, you were chosen, and for such a time as this, you will shine. Chosen one. There are chains that have lingered over your life. Some you inherited, and some you stumbled into. Patterns that seem to repeat cycles of fear, addiction, anger, rejection, or silence. You may have thought they were just the way things are, but heaven is revealing the truth. They are chains, and chains are meant to be broken. What bound your family does not have to bind you. What enslaved generations before you will not enslave you. The curses, the cycles, the hidden weights that tried to define your story, they end with you. You are not a prisoner of history, you are a breaker of patterns. What has been running in your bloodline meets the blood of Christ in you. The Spirit spoke through the words of Jesus. John 8, verse 36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Think of Israel in Egypt. 400 years of slavery trained them to think like captives. Yet, when God called Moses, chains that lasted for centuries snapped in a single moment. Why? Because one chosen one stood up to say, "Let my people go." The same anointing rests on you. What has lasted for decades, even centuries, can break when you rise in obedience. Chosen one. You have already felt the weight of these chains. They showed up in cycles just when you thought you were free. The pattern returned just when you thought you were safe. The temptation reappeared. But hear me, this repetition is not your destiny. It is the enemy's last attempt to convince you that freedom is impossible. Do not believe him. Freedom has already been written into your story. You only need to step into it. That means renouncing the lies you once agreed with. That means refusing to walk in the footsteps of those who bowed to the same bondage. That means declaring with your life that the curse ends here. Beloved, this will not only impact you. When you break chains, you break them for everyone connected to you. Your children will not have to fight what you fought. Your friends will not have to carry the same heaviness. Your testimony will release freedom into rooms you never step into. This is the ripple effect of one chosen life. Do not underestimate the fight, but do not underestimate your authority either. Yes, the battle is real, but the victory is already secured. The enemy thrives on intimidation. He wants you to think the chains are unbreakable, but they are not. They are only as strong as the lies that hold them together. Once truth enters, they shatter. Chosen one. Pause and look around at your life. Where have you seen cycles repeat? Where have you felt like history keeps dragging you back? Identify them. Not to fear them, but to expose them. Because once exposed to the light, they lose power. And once you confront them with truth, you will watch them crumble. This is your inheritance. Freedom that overflows. Liberty that multiplies. Joy that spreads beyond you. You are not only escaping prison, you are unlocking doors for others. Your breakthrough is not just personal, it is generational. Now, I want you to seal this truth with a simple but powerful declaration. In the comments, write, "Chains are broken." Just 3 words. But they echo in the unseen realm. When you type it, you are declaring agreement with heaven, rejecting the lies of bondage, and stepping into the liberty already purchased for you. This is not just a phrase, it is an act of faith. It is like striking the ground with a staff. Every word weakens the grip of the enemy. When you write it, you are saying, "I will not carry what crushed my family. I will not bow to what defeated others. I am free indeed. I'm chosen one." Let this moment ignite you. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of cycles. You are a breaker of chains, a carrier of freedom, a torchbearer of truth. The prison doors have been opened. Now walk out boldly. Do not let fear lure you back into shackles that no longer belong to you. The world needs your testimony. Someone else is waiting to hear how you overcame, so they can believe freedom is possible for them too. Every chain you break becomes a story of deliverance for another captive. Every cycle you end becomes a prophecy of hope for another struggler. This is how your obedience multiplies. So rise. Chosen one, lift your head. The chains that bound you are lying on the floor. Shattered by the authority of the sun, step over them. Step into the wide space of liberty. Step into the joy of knowing that nothing, absolutely nothing, can hold you anymore. Chosen one, do not think you are entering the battles of life unarmed. Long before you faced your first storm, heaven had already clothed you. Long before the enemy plotted against you, the Spirit placed weapons in your hands. You are not vulnerable. You are equipped. You are not unprepared. You are armed. Sometimes it feels as though you are walking into war with nothing but bare hands. The world tells you that you are fragile, that you are powerless. But the unseen reality is different. You wear armor that darkness cannot penetrate. You carry a shield, invisible to the human eye, yet strong enough to extinguish every flaming arrow of the enemy. As it is written in the letter to the Ephesians, Ephesians 6, verset 11, put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Think of a soldier stepping into battle. He does not fear the clash of weapons because he knows his armor was tested in fire. You, too, can step into every day with courage because the one who forged your armor is perfect. This is why, though arrows fly, you are not destroyed. This is why, though storms rage, you remain standing. But, beloved, armor is only effective when it is worn. Some leave it hanging, untouched, while they run into battles unprotected. That is why you are called daily to remember your armor, to live in truth, to guard your heart with righteousness, to walk with readiness, to lift your shield of faith, to keep your salvation as your crown, and to wield the word of God like a sword. Imagine this: you are like a lighthouse on a cliff, battered by storms, waves crashing violently below, winds howling endlessly. Yet you remain unshaken because you are anchored deep into the rock. That is your armor at work. Or think of a tree rooted deep in the soil. Storms bend its branches but cannot rip it from the ground. So too, the armor holds you steady. And this is why I invite you, chosen one, to stay connected here. Sharing this message is like passing a shield to someone walking unprotected in the battlefield. Subscribing is like planting your roots deeper. refusing to be tossed by every storm. And when you press like, it is like adding another stone to the fortress of truth, making it visible to those searching for shelter. I do not ask you to do these things for numbers or noise. I ask because each act multiplies the reach of the light. Someone you will never meet may find courage because you shared. Someone drowning in silence may see this flame because you pressed like. Someone wandering without direction may find community because you subscribed. This is not marketing, it is ministry. It is the spreading of armor, the extending of shields, the forging of a collective wall of light. Beloved, you are not alone in your battles. Every soldier of heaven wears the same armor, fights under the same banner, and draws strength from the same king. By staying connected, you do not fight isolated, you fight as part of an army. When your arms are weary, others lift them. When your faith feels thin, others shield you. This is the mystery of the body. You are one, but you are never alone. Think also of a fire in the wilderness. One spark alone may fade, but when sparks gather, they blaze into a fire that no darkness can quench. Sharing, subscribing, connecting, these are the gathering of sparks. And when we gather, the world sees not just one light, but a wildfire of glory that terrifies the shadows. Chosen one. Take courage in this truth. You are already armored, already equipped, already more powerful than the enemy dares to admit. Every time you walk in truth, you wear your belt. Every time you guard your heart with purity, you wear your breastplate. Every time you lift up your faith, you raise your shield. Every time you speak God's word, you swing your sword. So do not fear the battle ahead. You are not unprotected. You are invincible in the hands of your Maker. And as you continue walking, continue standing, continue shining. Remember, you are part of something greater. The world may see you as one person, but in the spirit, you are a warrior among an army, a flame among a wildfire, a lighthouse among many along the shore. Beloved, wear your armor boldly, and let your life testify that no scheme of darkness can prevail against a child clothed in light. Chosen one. Your voice is not ordinary. You may have been told that you are quiet, overlooked, or even silenced by those who underestimated you. But in the spirit, your words carry fire. When heaven breathes through your mouth, what you release shakes atmospheres. Do not doubt this. Every declaration spoken in alignment with truth echoes beyond walls, beyond rooms, beyond nations. You must understand, words are not empty. They are seeds. Each one you release lands in soil, some in fertile hearts, some in hardened ground, but every word has weight. When your words align with heaven, they are not mere sentences. They are flames that consume lies and light the way forward. This is why the enemy has tried so hard to silence you. If he cannot chain your hands, he will try to shut your mouth. If he cannot destroy your calling, he will try to convince you your voice does not matter. The prophet declared with power, Jeremiah 23, verse 29, "Is not my word like fire, declares the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks a rock in pieces? Chosen one." This is why silence has felt like suffocation for you. You were never designed to keep everything locked inside. The pressure you feel in your spirit when truth rises up is not random. It is the evidence of a mantle. You are meant to release it. And when you withhold your words, something inside aches. Because your calling is to speak life where death has reigned, to proclaim light where shadows linger. Do not think your voice is measured only by crowds. Even when you speak to one soul, heaven still moves. A single spark can light a torch. A single torch can light 1,000 more. Your assignment is not to measure impact, it is to release obedience. The fire in your mouth belongs to God, and He knows where to send it. Remember, even Moses doubted his voice. He told God he was slow of speech, unqualified to stand before Pharaoh. Yet his voice became the instrument through which chains broke and a nation walked free. Gideon too saw himself as insignificant, but his words rallied an army that defeated enemies. Do not despise small beginnings, and do not despise your voice. Chosen one, I know you have faced ridicule for speaking. Perhaps others mocked your passion, dismissed your warnings, or rolled their eyes at your faith. But let me remind you, truth has always been uncomfortable to those who resist it. Prophets were rarely celebrated in their time. Their words burned like fire, and those unwilling to change often turned away. Do not measure the value of your voice by immediate applause. Measure it by obedience. Think of the times your words brought peace to someone who was drowning in despair. Think of the times your encouragement stopped someone from quitting. Think of the times your prayer shifted the heaviness in a room. These are not accidents. These are testimonies of the Spirit using you. Every word counts. Every word sows. Every word carries weight. Beloved, there will be seasons when you are called to speak loudly, publicly, with boldness that startles. There will also be seasons when your voice is soft, private, whispered into the ear of one person who needs it. Both matter. Both carry the same fire. The volume does not determine the value, the presence of truth does. This is also why discipline is required. Fire must be guarded, not wasted. Your voice is not given to scatter curses or idle words. It is given to build, to heal, to confront, to awaken. Guard your tongue from bitterness, for bitterness pollutes the fire. Guard your speech from idle chatter, for idle words weaken authority. Your mantle is too valuable to waste on poison. Chosen one, imagine your voice as a sword. If you leave it rusting, it dulls. If you swing it carelessly, it injures those it was meant to protect. But if you sharpen it with truth and wield it with wisdom, it becomes a weapon that cuts chains and defends freedom. That is who you are, a voice of fire, a hammer of heaven, a vessel of truth. So do not remain silent. Speak when the Spirit prompts you. Release the fire that has been placed within you. Someone's breakthrough depends on hearing what you carry. Someone's freedom is tied to your declaration. Someone's hope is waiting on your words. Chosen one, let this truth root deeply. Your voice carries fire, and every time you release it in obedience, heaven moves, and darkness trembles. Chosen one, there are times when heaven confirms its voice, not only through whispers, but through signs. These signs are not random. They are reminders that God's hand is guiding you. Even when you feel lost, they may come as numbers that repeat before your eyes, as dreams that echo in your spirit, or as patterns you cannot explain. The world may call them coincidence, but you know better. These are the fingerprints of heaven. You are being reminded today that nothing about your journey is accidental. The very steps you take are aligned with a divine rhythm, a cadence set in motion before you were born. This is why you often feel a sense of déjà vu, as if you've been here before. This is not confusion, it is confirmation. Heaven is showing you that your path is woven into a story already written, as the Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Have you noticed how certain numbers follow you? Perhaps on clocks, receipts, or pages. It is heaven's way of drawing your attention. Today, the number being placed before you is a seal of alignment, a reminder that your steps are ordered. Chosen one. Do not dismiss these moments. When God repeats something, it is never by accident. Prophetic numbers are like road signs on the journey, gentle but clear, guiding you toward the next step. And the number you are to declare today is 5,555. Why this number? Because 5 is the number of grace, and 4 5s declare an overflow, grace upon grace, upon grace, upon grace. This is heaven's reminder that even when you fall short, grace is covering you. Even when you feel weak, grace is empowering you. Even when you cannot see the way forward, grace is opening doors no man can shut. By writing 5,555 in the comments, you are not just typing digits, you are declaring, I am aligned with heaven's grace. I receive the covering that empowers me to walk into my destiny. I believe I am not walking alone, but under a canopy of divine favor. Do not underestimate the power of agreement. When you act in faith, even in small gestures, heaven takes notice. Typing those numbers is like laying a stone on the path that says, I was here, I received, I believed. It becomes a marker in your journey, a reminder that on this day, you chose alignment instead of confusion, trust instead of fear, grace instead of striving. Think of Noah when he built the ark. To the world, it looked like foolishness, but every plank he laid was an act of faith, a prophetic declaration that God's word was true. In the same way, every act of agreement you make, whether by speaking, writing, or declaring, is a plank in the arc of your destiny. It may seem small, but it builds something eternal. Beloved, your life is not random. Your encounters are not random. Even this message meeting your eyes is not random. Heaven is constantly weaving reminders into your path to confirm that you are chosen, seen, and guided. When you recognize and respond to them, you sharpen your spiritual sight. You begin to notice how intricately God is involved in every detail of your life. The enemy would love for you to dismiss these confirmations as coincidence. He wants you blind, stumbling, believing you are abandoned. But heaven shouts otherwise. Look closer, listen deeper, pay attention. I am speaking. Amen. Chosen one. You are stepping into a season where signs will multiply. The same number, the same dream, the same phrase may come again and again. This is not repetition for nothing, it is emphasis. God is circling His promises around you, so you will not forget them. So let today be marked. Let 5,555 be your seal of grace, your declaration that you are walking in divine alignment. Write it boldly, and let your spirit agree. Grace is not only sufficient, it is abundant, overflowing, never-ending. Beloved, walk with assurance. The same God who aligned the stars, who wrote eternity into time, who placed breath in your lungs, has also aligned your steps. You cannot miss your destiny if you keep listening, keep obeying, keep watching. Heaven is guiding you, and the signs are all around. Lift your head. You are not lost. You are not overlooked. You are chosen for this hour, covered in grace, and walking a path lit by the fingerprints of God. Chosen one. There comes a point in every journey where the weight of mercy becomes clear. You have walked through seasons where grace felt endless doors opened despite your hesitation. Protection covered you even when you strayed, and blessings came, though you did not fully understand why. But there is also a line, a holy threshold, where mercy calls for a decision. You are standing at such a crossroads now. This crossroads is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you. Heaven's patience has carried you this far. But you cannot live in hesitation forever. Mercy is a gift, but mercy also demands response. It is like standing at a fork in the road with two paths stretching ahead, one toward light, honor toward darkness. The choice is yours, and eternity bends toward your decision. As the Apostle Paul wrote with urgency, 2 Corinthians 6, verse 2, "In the time of my favor I heard you, and in the day of salvation I helped you. I tell you, now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation." You, too, have felt the pressure of such moments, times when the old ways were collapsing, yet the new way seemed terrifying, times when staying the same was no longer possible, but change felt overwhelming. These are not accidents, they are invitations. God uses crossroads to strip away illusions, to confront us with reality, to push us into faith. Chosen one. This moment matters because mercy is not permission to drift endlessly. Mercy is the pause that gives you a chance to choose. It is the open door before it closes, the whisper before silence falls, the hand extended before the tide rises. Do not mistake patience for indifference. God's love is infinite, but His invitations are not to be ignored. Think of Saul on the road to Damascus. He had resisted, rebelled, and raged against the very name of Christ. Yet mercy interrupted him, a light brighter than the sun stopping him in his tracks. That moment was his crossroads. He could continue in blindness, or he could surrender and become Paul, the apostle who turned the world upside down. One decision shifted everything. Beloved, your crossroads may not come with blinding light, but it is just as holy. Every whisper of conviction, every nudge in your spirit, every word piercing your heart is heaven's reminder. You cannot wait forever. The door of mercy is open, but it will not always remain so. Understand this: God does not warn to condemn. He warns to save. His voice is urgent because His love is fierce. He knows the dangers of delay. He knows the cost of rebellion, and He loves you too much to let you drift into destruction without shouting your name. That is why this message is reaching you now. That is why your spirit is stirred. That is why your heart knows this is not random. Chosen one. When you stand at a crossroads, neutrality is not an option. To ignore is to choose. To delay is to decide. Every moment shapes destiny, and every decision echoes in eternity. This is why heaven speaks with such gravity. Now is the time. Now is the day. But hear this as well. The hand of mercy is not clenched in anger, but open in compassion. It does not point to shame you. It reaches to lift you. Mercy is not condemnation. It is opportunity. It is the gift of another chance, another step, another moment to turn and say, yes. Look at your life and see how mercy has already carried you. Think of the times you should have been destroyed, yet you were spared. Think of the nights you thought you could not go on, yet morning still came. Think of the mistakes that could have ruined you, yet somehow they did not. That is mercy's evidence. That is heaven's love refusing to let you go. And now, that same mercy stands at the crossroads with you, saying, choose life, choose light, choose the path I have already prepared for you. Yes, beloved, do not walk past this moment. Do not brush off the weight you feel in your spirit. Crossroads are holy because they reveal what you treasure most. Will you choose comfort? Or will you choose calling? Will you cling to fear? Or will you step into faith? Will you remain in cycles? Or will you rise into destiny? The day of salvation is not tomorrow, it is today. The moment of decision is not later, it is now. And mercy is still here, waiting, urging, embracing, calling. So, stand tall. Chosen one, lift your head. You are not abandoned at this crossroads. You are guided, loved, and covered by the very hand that brought you here. Step boldly, for heaven walks with you into the path of life. Chosen one, you were never meant to walk in silence forever. The fire that has burned in your spirit through every trial was not placed there to remain hidden. It is time for the torch to rise. You are not simply surviving your own battles, you are becoming a light bearer for others who are still stumbling in the dark. Every scar you carry, every story of pain and deliverance, is now oil for the flame you bear. You thought your suffering was just about you, but it has prepared you to ignite hope in others. The very things you once despised about your past, the valleys, the tears, the betrayals are becoming lanterns of wisdom that others will follow. Nothing has been wasted. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew 5, verse 14, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Think of a torch passed from runner to runner in a race. The flame never dies, but it spreads, carried further and further until the finish is reached. That is who you are, a torchbearer in your generation. You are receiving the fire of heaven not to keep it, but to pass it on, to multiply it, to carry it where darkness thought it could rule unchecked. Beloved, this is why your story matters. The battles you endured are not shame, they are testimony. When you speak of how you survived, when you tell of the chains that fell, you light torches in the hearts of others. They look at your scars and realize healing is possible. They hear your testimony and realize freedom is attainable. You become proof that God still moves, that He still calls, that He still delivers. Do not think you need a grand platform for your torch to shine. Light shines in living rooms, in workplaces, in quiet conversations as much as it does on stages. Sometimes the most powerful torch you carry is the way you forgive when others expect revenge. The way you speak kindness in a world dripping with bitterness. The way you stand steady while storms rage. Your life itself is a flame, chosen one. Many around you are still walking through valleys. You have already crossed. They do not yet see the way forward. But your presence testifies that a path exists. You are the living map, showing them that pain does not have the final word, that rejection does not define identity, that chains do not last forever. You are not only chosen for yourself, you are chosen for them. And understand this, when a torch rises, it does not only light the way, it terrifies the darkness. Demons flee when flames advance. Lies dissolve when truth burns bright. The atmosphere shifts when a chosen one carries light unapologetically. That is the power of your torch. You are not simply inspiring people. You are waging war in the unseen, driving shadows back with every step you take. Beloved, think of how a single match can light a candle, and how one candle can ignite 1,000 more. That is the ripple of your obedience. When you rise, others rise. When you shine, others remember they, too, have light. When you burn, others discover their own fire. The kingdom of darkness loses ground every time you refuse to hide. But with this calling comes responsibility. A torch must be fed with oil, or it burns out. Your oil is found in intimacy with God, in prayer, in worship, in the Word. The brighter your flame, the more oil you must carry. Do not neglect the secret place, for it is there that your torch is refilled. And do not fear if the world misunderstands you. Light has always been uncomfortable for those who prefer shadows. Some will resist. Some will reject. Some will mock. But the rejection of men is nothing compared to the approval of heaven. You were not chosen to be liked. You were chosen to be light. Chosen one. Your generation needs your flame. Do not bury it under fear. Do not hide it under insecurity. Do not dim it to make others comfortable. Rise like the torchbearer you are. For the world is waiting. The valley is dark. The road is unclear. And many stumble in confusion, but your light changes everything. Lift your torch high. Let it blaze unapologetically. Let it ignite others. For this is who you were always meant to be, not just a survivor, but a carrier of fire, a torchbearer in the night, a light for the world to see, chosen one. There comes a sacred moment when the journey shifts. You have been prepared, refined, and tested. You have walked through fire and storms, endured rejection and loneliness, and carried scars that only heaven could redeem. And now, the seal is being pressed upon you. You are not merely called, you are commissioned. This is the hour when heaven says, go. You may not feel ready. Most chosen ones never do. Moses trembled before Pharaoh. Gideon questioned his own strength. Jeremiah felt too young, and Esther risked her very life. But readiness in the kingdom is not about confidence in yourself. It is about confidence in the one who sends you. You are sealed and sent, marked with authority, carrying a mission that only you can fulfill. The words of Jesus remind us of this sending. John 17, verse 18. As you sent me into the world, I have sent them into the world. Being sealed means the enemy cannot touch what God has marked. No counterfeit can overwrite the seal of heaven upon your life. No accusation, no slander, no curse can cancel the signature of the king, declaring, "This one belongs to me." And being sent means your life carries purpose beyond survival. Every day you wake up, you are on mission, even in the smallest of acts. Chosen one. Think of a letter sealed with wax in ancient times. The seal was proof of authenticity, authority, and origin. Anyone who saw the seal knew this comes directly from the hand of the king. That is who you are, a living letter, carrying heaven's seal, moving into the world as proof that God still speaks, still moves, still reigns. This is why I speak to you now, not only as a reminder, but as an invitation. Stay connected. When you subscribe here, it is like planting your roots deeper into the soil of truth, ensuring that storms will not uproot you. When you press like, it is as if you add oil to the flame, making the light shine further into the night. And when you share this word, you become a messenger yourself, carrying the torch into places I cannot reach, into hearts that may only hear through you. Think of it like a vineyard. One vine alone may bear fruit, but when the branches are tied together, when they are pruned and cultivated together, the harvest multiplies beyond imagination. By staying connected, by engaging, by sowing into this flow, you become part of a vineyard that produces fruit for generations. And beloved, do not overlook the power of your own words. Leave a comment here. Write something simple, something true, something that flows from your spirit. Your comment may be the seed that another weary soul reads at just the right moment. It may be the spark that reminds them they are not alone. In this way, even your words here become mission. Even your presence here becomes ministry. You may think these gestures are small, but heaven sees differently. A stone dropped into water creates ripples that extend far beyond the point of impact. Your like, your share, your subscription, your comment, they are stones cast into the waters of this world, sending ripples you may never fully see. Perhaps someone across the globe, sitting in silence, scrolling through despair, will stumble across this word because you chose to press a button. That is not trivial. That is eternal. Chosen one. Understand this clearly. Being sealed and sent does not mean you must carry everything alone. It means you are part of a larger movement, an army of light rising together. Your obedience links with others, and together you become an unstoppable wave. Imagine a fleet of ships sailing out to sea. One boat alone may falter in the storm, but a fleet moves like a wall across the waters. Each ship, though small, is part of something massive. You are one ship in this fleet. When you join, engage, and connect, the fleet grows stronger, more visible, more unstoppable. Beloved, your time of hiding is over. The seal is upon you, and the sending has begun. This is not the end of your story, it is the launching. Walk forward, knowing that every step you take has eternal weight. Every word you speak carries fire. Every action you choose leaves a mark in heaven's record. And as you step into this commission, let your gestures of agreement, your words, your clicks, your shares be like banners lifted high. They declare to heaven and earth, I am sealed. I am sent. I am part of this move. End quote. Chosen one. You are not only chosen to survive, you are chosen to be sent. You are not only sealed for protection, you are sealed for purpose. Go forth with courage, for the world is waiting for the light you carry. Chosen one, every trial you have endured was never without meaning. The weight of sorrow, the sting of betrayal, the heaviness of waiting, all of it was shaping something inside you that could not be formed in comfort. Pain has a way of refining what ease cannot. The furnace of suffering is where the crown of endurance is forged. You may not see it when you are in the middle of the storm, but every moment of holding on, when everything inside you screamed to quit, was depositing strength in your spirit. Every time you resisted giving up, even when it felt impossible, you were being prepared for glory greater than you could imagine. The Apostle James wrote these words with authority. James 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. Having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life. Beloved, this is not a poetic metaphor, it is a reality. Your crown is not crafted from gold that perishes, it is made of endurance, woven from the moments you chose to trust instead of fear, to hold on instead of let go, to believe instead of despair. Every step of perseverance has eternal weight, and heaven records it all. Think of a runner pushing through the last stretch of a race. Muskel's burn, lungsache. Every fiber of the body cries for relief, but the runner presses forward because the finish line is near. That is what your trials have been. Tests of endurance pressing you toward the crown. The pain is real, but the reward is greater. Chosen one. This crown is not simply a symbol of survival, it is a declaration of victory. It testifies that you did not bow to fear, you did not surrender to despair, and you did not let darkness win. You stood, even trembling, even weary, even scarred, and standing is victory. Many wonder why the chosen face such intensity of trials. The answer is simple. Greater crowns require greater endurance. Those entrusted with heavier mantles must be tested in deeper fires. Not because God delights in suffering, but because endurance is the proof of authenticity. Diamonds are formed under pressure, steel is forged in flames. In the same way, your destiny is revealed in the weight you have endured. Beloved, you have questioned why your path seemed harder than others. You saw people around you live without the same struggles, and you wondered if God had forgotten you. But now you can see. The weight you carried was preparation. Others may not understand the scars you bear, but those scars are proof of a story that darkness could not erase. And do not miss this truth. Endurance produces compassion, because you know what it is to fight through pain. You can comfort others in theirs, because you understand what it feels like to nearly break. You can strengthen those on the edge of giving up. Your endurance is not only for you, it becomes a gift for others. Chosen one. Your trials are not the end of the story. They are the soil where victory grows. The endurance you cultivated is the foundation on which your crown rests. One day, you will see clearly that every tear, every battle, every moment of perseverance was weaving a crown of life that cannot fade. And this crown is not simply for display, it is for glory. When you wear it, you testify that faith is stronger than fear, that love is stronger than hate, that light is stronger than darkness. Your crown becomes a weapon, a declaration, a banner of triumph lifted high for others to see. Think of soldiers returning from war. Their medals do not erase the pain of battle, but they prove their endurance, their courage, their unshakable will. In the same way, Your crown is proof that you endured. It is heaven's way of honoring every silent battle, every unseen tear, every moment no one else noticed. Beloved, let this truth steady you in the present. No pain you carry is wasted. No trial you endured will be forgotten. Every step forward, however small, is shaping glory in you. The finish line is closer than you think, and the crown is already waiting. Lift your head. Let endurance become your song, your strength, your testimony. The weight you carried was never for nothing. It was forging a crown that you will wear with honor, a crown of life promised by the one who never lies. Chosen one, you have endured, and because you have endured, you will be crowned. Chosen one, you have walked a long road, one paved with trials and marked by fire, but also illuminated by divine purpose. This path has not been easy, yet it has been holy. And now, as the journey unfolds, heaven is declaring over you a truth that no storm can erase. Your future is unstoppable. Every attempt to destroy you has failed. Every scheme meant to silence you has been overturned. Every arrow sent against you has fallen short. You may have stumbled, but you never stayed down. You may have bled, but you never surrendered. The fact that you are still here is proof that your story is not ending. It is only beginning. We hear the promise of God through the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Look back for a moment. Every season you thought would destroy you became the ground where resilience grew. Every disappointment that broke your heart carved out space for deeper compassion. Every delay that frustrated you prepared you for greater timing. All of it was shaping you for the days ahead. Nothing has been wasted. Chosen one, your best days are not behind you, they are in front of you. The enemy will try to whisper that you missed your chance, that it is too late, that your time has passed. But those are lies meant to distract you from the truth. Heaven declares the story is not over. The page is turning, and the chapter ahead carries glory you cannot yet imagine. Think of Joseph, betrayed, imprisoned, forgotten, yet every setback was part of the journey toward the palace. Or David, hunted and hiding in caves, yet every valley was training for the throne. In the same way, your hardships have been rehearsals for destiny. The future ahead of you is not a coincidence. It is an orchestration. Beloved, your path may not always be smooth, but it will always be guided. Your journey may not always be easy, but it will always be covered. The steps of the chosen are never wasted, even when they wander, because the shepherd always brings them home. Your unstoppable future is not built on the strength of your own hands, but on the faithfulness of the one who called you. That means your failures cannot erase it. Your weaknesses cannot undo it, and your enemies cannot cancel it. What God has spoken will come to pass. Chosen one, let hope rise in you again. Hope is not wishful thinking. It is the anchor of your soul. It is the quiet strength that says, even here, even now, God is not finished. It is the flame that keeps burning. Even when winds of despair try to snuff it out, hope is your inheritance, and it will carry you into tomorrow. Your future is unstoppable because it is not built on shifting sand, but on unshakable rock. The storms may come, the winds may howl, but the foundation holds. Every promise spoken over you is secure. Every word written about you is sealed. Every step you take is already known. You cannot fail when your life is in His hands. Beloved, see yourself not as fragile, but as eternal. See your story not as broken, but as redeemed. See your path not as uncertain, but as ordained. Lift your eyes from the weight of yesterday and fix them on the horizon ahead. The dawn is breaking, the light is rising, and your best days are unfolding. The unstoppable future awaiting you is not only about blessing, it is about impact. You will carry freedom where others are bound. You will bring hope where others despair. You will shine light where shadows have lingered too long. Your story will not end with survival, but with transformation. Not with silence, but with testimony. Chosen one, believe this: the crown of endurance you carry is only the beginning. The torch you raise will ignite generations. The seal upon you cannot be broken, and the future before you is unstoppable, because the hand that writes it is eternal. So, walk boldly. Do not fear the road ahead. What awaits you is not ruin, but restoration. Not emptiness, but abundance. Not despair, but glory. The days you thought were wasted will become the foundation of miracles. The nights you thought were endless will give way to dawn. Lift your head, for your future is unstoppable. Heaven has decreed it. The Word has sealed it, and your life will testify to it. Chosen one, you have walked through every word of this journey, from the first whisper that stopped your scrolling to the final declaration of your unstoppable future. This was never random. Heaven marked this moment so that your spirit could be strengthened, your vision sharpened, and your destiny confirmed. You now know who you are, marked since birth, preserved through storms, refined in fire, crowned with endurance, and sent as a torchbearer into this generation. You are not just surviving, you are rising. You are not wandering, you are walking with purpose. And though battles remain, your victory is secure, because the hand of the eternal King rests upon you. Beloved, this is not the end. This is the beginning of your next chapter. Carry the light you have received. Let it spread into your home, your work, your community. Remember, the message was never only for you, it was entrusted to you to pass on, like a flame lighting other flames. And now, I ask you to respond with faith. Press like, not as routine, but as an amen, in agreement with what heaven has spoken over your life. Share this message as though you are carrying a torch to someone still wandering in the dark. They may be waiting for exactly this word. Leave a comment below, even a simple one, because your testimony may be the line that keeps another soul from giving up. And subscribe, not just to follow, but to walk in fellowship with an army of chosen ones rising all across the earth.